Welcome everyone today. Today it's not very sunny, but I hope that everyone in Dublin could get enjoy the sunny summer weather yesterday. Just allow to introduce myself. I'm Juliana. I've been part of this purchase group since 2011. Before the lockdown, I was one of the members of the Kids Gospel, so I was always with the children. And sometimes I was helping with the speech. So today I'm doing this live. Welcome everyone that's here today, and we're going to start with our initial prayer. So I would like to ask everyone to get comfortable and close your eyes. Connect to your mentor, your guardian angel. I'd like to thank everyone that's here today. I'd like to ask the mentors of our group to guide us, to guide this speech. May the words that will be said today enlighten our hearts. So be it. You can open your eyes. So today I'll be talking about chapter 13, Moral Perfection. We are going to talk about questions 913 to 919, just a very resume, not in depth. We'll be discussing today three main points: selfishness, overcoming selfishness, and know yourself. Now, so we start with selfishness. The spirituals in the spirituals book, Allan Kardec asked a lot about this, and as much as the spirits were giving insights and hints about this, he was asking more. So, first thing that the spirits they provide first information, big information. It's every wrongdoing can be traced back to selfishness. Study all devices in this weak behavior, and you will see that selfishness is at the root of them all. So that's why it's an important thing to discuss. And I think today it's good. We all know selfishness. We all experience selfishness. We've been sometimes selfish, and we have same selfishness in the world. So that's why it's something important. And the spirits, when guiding Allan Kardec, they were very, very strong on this point, So they also said, of all human perfections, selfishness is the most difficult to uproot. It is influenced by matter, from which humans being is still too close to the origin. So selfishness is related to matter, and we are close. We live in a world that matter, it's really important. If you think about other planets, the life in other planets, we know, like in our solar system, for example, there are other planets that has less matter than us. We need. So there's two types of matter I want to get here. First, the matter that we actually need, which is food, because our body is matter. The body we reincarnate here in Earth, it's matter. And we need this matter. So that's one thing that we are attached to. But there's the matter that we possess as well. Things that we call, it's mine, So all those things we are attached. So it is just for us to realize, yes, selfishness, it's present on Earth. That's we all experience. So we all come in contact. We are a bit or more or less. That's why the spirit said human beings often become selfish by experience the selfishness of others, which makes them feel they need to put themselves on the defensive. So we we try not to be selfish, of course. Selfishness is something that exists here, we experience, and sometimes we become selfish because we experience selfishness of the other. It's a protection. It's natural. It's natural for it's human nature to protect when we get hurt for some reason. Then the most simple thing that we can say, very, very simple example, is like, who lives in Dublin? If you not experienced, have heard someone that had this experience of the bike being stolen. So it's a common thing here. And so the selfishness act that this person was experiencing is their bike getting stolen. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna try to protect. So the next bike you're gonna buy chains. So that's nature. That's human nature. And it's once we try to protect, we protect what's mine. The bike's mine. I need to protect. I need for work. That's normal thing to do. But then this is still attached to matter. It's mine, and it is something that we actually do. So here, of course, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, no, don't mind, it's okay, or no, it's okay, everyone steal my bike. No, it's just that simple, very to illustrate a little bit. It's not something to, oh my God, I'm selfish because I want to protect myself. No, it's not. Just trying to get us to know matter it's not what we possess, but it things that we need as well. So it's almost impossible to be selfless on Earth at the moment, but we can tackle selfishness. So Allan Kardec asks in question 915, because when they explains, we have Allan Kardec gets this impression that is inherited. Selfishness is inherited to human because it's present here. It's here. Everyone's selfish. Everyone has experienced selfishness. Everyone had some point come across to selfishness. So it looks like, it's inherited to human race then. So he asks, as selfishness is inherited to human race, will it not always be an obstacle to reign the absolute good on earth? So he asking, is it this inheritance? So will not be an obstacle that we're not gonna get better as we should do? So that was his question. So one of every question is very long. So I urge you to go and read if you want to know more. So I just took some points that I found very good to discuss here today. So the Spirit's answer: selfishness is your greatest evil, but it belongs to spirits incarnated on earth, who are of an inferior nature and not entirely to the human race. So we experience selfish because there's people who are more selfish than us, for example. Sometimes we are selfish and we're gonna inflict selfishness on others, So it's not everyone, or it's something that is here. It's not part of the human nature, it's not inherited to human, but it is something we have to work when we are here on earth, or either in us or in others, we have to work. So it's not something it's not something, oh, I'm not selfish or he is selfish. No, it's not pointing. That's why we're gonna get then to a bit of knowing yourself. So, but why, we ask, why fight selfishness? Why do we need to fight selfishness? When human beings overcome selfishness, they will live like brothers and sisters by mutually helping each other through sense of solidarity. The strong will then support the weak rather than oppress them. And no one will lack necessities of life because everyone obeys the law of justice. Again, the law of justice here is not human. law of justice is God's law of justice, which is immutable. It's being always there, and it's just. We know, for example, countries' justice system are not perfect. There's always error here, but this is human. That's a human. We know. So we're talking a bit here, law of justice for God, which sometimes we don't understand, or we say, why this person died before she was a bad person, good person, and that one that's not that good is still alive. So we always ask those questions, because we are not able to understand in fully, but we try. We always try. So back to selfishness. One of the things we experience now is actually the strong will then support the weak rather than press them. Well, we're just staying home to support the weak. We are privileged, we are strong, we can be at home. So we not pass the virus to other people that might be weak and get them and die. So that's one thing we are working in this pandemic, which it's a positive point. Not minimizing anything about all the deaths and how global pandemic this it's bringing upon us. So we know now why we need to tackle. We need to see yourself and see the others as a brother and sister. We need to collaborate. We need to cooperate. We need to be more fraternal with each other. But then, how do we do that? How can we overcome this? So that's why Alan Kardec keeps asking. He asks why we do this. Now how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna overcome selfishness? So the spirits again explain, when Spiritism is properly understood and identified with beliefs and habits of humankind, it will transform all your customs, traditions, and social relations. So, and when saying this, of course, it's not just down to the Spiritism, it's down to, I believe, and that's my opinion, that it's any religion, if properly understood, it's a way of a path, to transform humankind, because the most things is religion was created to explain things that we cannot explain. Yes, it is. But things that we cannot explain or we cannot understand, some are things that it's for our moral evolution, our moral development. We know we are here on Earth, we reincarnate on Earth, to get better morally, to get spiritually better. That's it, So, all those who attempt to reach moral excellence must uproot every selfish feeling from their hearts, because it is incompatible with justice, love, and charity. It offsets all this quality. So that's the reason we need, when we think more about the other and less of ourselves, we being more fraternal, we are practicing, we're being more selfless, and when we think about the other, is not, it's not being selfish. Selfish, it's thinking about yourself in spite of other, it hurts the other. Selfless doesn't hurt you and doesn't hurt the other. So you can be. So one act of selfless, again, back to the pandemic, we're doing is we have our right to go anywhere we want. This is our right, That's why we have passports, identities of things. But we are staying at home because of others, That's a little act of selfness, It's, of course, I'm not everyone, who are able to stay at home. It's in a privileged position, and it's good that we're doing that. I'm not generalizing everything, but we are, privileged to be able to do that, to experience this tackle of the selfishness, by staying at home. Anyway, back to Spiritism. Spiritism battles selfishness by destroying self-importance and revealing its true nature. So when destroying self-importance is more that part of the arrogancy or that feeling that you feel that you are better than everyone else, or sometimes we feel this. Sometimes we have moments, oh, I'm better than him or better than, this is all minimum selfish thoughts or selfish acts. So we have to battle that one. We don't need to minimize ourselves because we don't need to see us as less than other. We have to see us as equal the other. We are no different. We're no better or we are lower. We are just in different stages. We're just different as a person, as a personality. We are all different, but we're not better or less, than anyone. So that's destroying self-importance is this, when you put yourself on that higher than another one, your brothers and sisters. That's we need to talk. We don't need to be more important. We're just equal. In different ways, you're equal. And revealing this true nature. Once we do that, we think about our actions. So I'm just better. So what do I do? What its impact has on the other or on other people or on nature, So that's overcoming selfishness, The spirits also said charity and fraternity must become the basis of all social institutions, the legal relations between nations and individuals. Only then will individuals think less of their own personal interest because they realize that others have thought of them. Humankind will then experience an upright influence of the example and contact. And what they're saying here is mainly, when we practice charity and fraternity, and they said social institutions, that's maybe for the Spirit Center, for many other, even for ourselves, with others, when we practice charity and fraternity, we will think less of our own internal interests, because fraternity, it's between, it comes from the Latin word that means brother, it's brotherhood. When we think in fraternity, brotherhood, we see each other as the same. Charity, we help each other. So because we see we are the same as everyone and we are here to help, we're going to think less of our personal interests and realize, when we do this, we're setting the example and we getting the person to think about it. Oh, this person did this for me. I wasn't expecting. Oh, maybe I'll do it to someone else. It's always as well the not interest. We don't do anything to be rewarded or recognized. All the charity you do, it's not for yourself. It's to help the other, not praising yourself, not say, oh, I'm their charitable. So this is a way of fighting, overcoming selfishness. When you do something for the sake of other, you don't think of yourself. You tackle selfishness. But now this is easy to say, it's all written there, the instructions are there, but it's hard to practice this, to follow in every single step. Literally, I know it is for everyone, but there is a way. One of the things that the Spirit says, as human becomes enlightened in regards to spiritual things, they attach less value to material things as they free themselves from shackles of matter. They reform human institutions that foster selfishness. This is accomplished through education. So we need to educate ourselves to that. We need to be less attached to material things. We need to, because the Spirit said selfishness is attached to matter, maybe because I possess this is mine, not yours, and when you say this, the other, oh, but I want this, but that's mine, you cannot have it, just like the spoiled child. That's my ball. That's my ball. I play when I want to. So that's selfish. That in family, in when a child, we educate child to not be sharing, caring. That's what we say to the child. But when we are an adult, we don't have anyone to tell us this. We have to do this ourselves. So they all say proper education is the key to moral progress. And when I say education here, it's not instruction, it's not going to school, it's not learning, it's not reading the gospel or reading the Spirit's book. It's not only that. This is instruction, instructing yourself, you're getting to know. But education, it's when you educate yourself. So it's more to your morals, your values, how you're educating yourself to be a better person, for example. So proper education is the key to moral progress. When the art of training the moral nature of human beings is as easily understood as the art of training the intellect, a corrupt nature can be straightened out just like a crooked sapling. However, this practice demands a great deal of tact, experience, and profound observation. So here it says a lot here. So we have to train. The art of training. It's just like when we go to school, when we're studying, for our master's or degree or master's, we have to train. We have to read. We have to do exercises. We do flashcards. We go online. We research. We do all this. So this is all training all together to get this knowledge. Well, the same has to happen in our moral education. We have to train. Training is not going on the internet and saying, or, flashcards or studying for the tests, or no. This is different. But if we understand, just as we understand to train our intellect, is the same to train our moral values, we understand with the practice, we will be able to tackle selfishness. Again, it's a training. So, however, this practice demands a great deal of tact, experience, and profound observation. So, tact is, something that you're going to act, how you're going to act, how you're going to experience this. You're going to see, maybe you see someone, you experience that someone have done very good thing. So, you learn about this and you observe this as well. So it's not just reading or search on the internet or this. So it's something that we have to do inside us. We have to go inside us. When people are overwhelmed by feelings of charity and kindness for all, they do good for the sake of doing good. As I said before, you do good because you want to do good, not because you want to feel better, or you want to make yourself in a better position because I do better and you don't, So without looking at reward, and they sacrifice their interests for justice. So when we sacrifice our interests, again, back to stay at home. We love to go out when we want, but no, we're sacrificing this right to go out for the interest of others, We need to protect the others. So it's always tackle selfishness. So this leads us to be kind, compassionate, and human to all, because we view everyone as our brothers and sisters, regardless of race, creed, and any other difference we might see. So it's always coming to the same. We see as each other as the same, not smaller, the same in our differences, but we are the same. We have the same rights. We have the same rights and the same. It doesn't come the word to me, but our duties, the same rights and duties. We are equal. We are not there or not. That's a way as well to tackle selfishness. So then this leads us to knowing ourselves. We have to know ourselves. We have to get inside deepest, go this path inside us, so we can get better. We can tackle our selfishness. That's the first thing. We're not going to be able to sort the selfishness in the world. We cannot. Well, some maybe can. Some are trying to do that. But what we can do, and everyone can do, is go that path inside ourselves, getting to know ourselves to become better and to tackle selfishness. So Allan Kardec again asks, what is the most effective method for guaranteeing self-improvement and resisting the attraction of wrongdoing? So the spirits gave this example. At the end of each day, I would assess my conscience, review everything that I have done, and I would ask myself whether I had failed in some duty, whether someone might have a reason to complain of me. If you review all your actions of the day every evening, ask yourself whether you have done good or bad, and praying for enlightenment from God, your guardian angels, you acquire a great strength for self-improvement. So again, training. It's an everyday, it's a process. We are not going to do something. So this is going to be our process, and it's a process that's going to go our entire life and our next life. And we're just getting, every life we try to get less and less selfish. So it's an everyday training. Yes, it is. And I know that this, I'm the one, like, I don't do this. I don't go every day and ask, oh, did I do this? Did I do that? But if we do that as often as we can, we'll make a habit, that will also help, It's good that if you can do this every day. It's always, that's one thing, empathy. Empathy helps us tackle selfishness as well, because that's always that question, what did I do to the other? What I do to the other? How do I feel if this have been done to me? So empathy, we put on the other shoes to see how. This is a very good way to get to know yourself and tackle selfishness, because you're gonna put, empathy, you're gonna put on their shoes and you're gonna see their reality. Oh yeah, I would feel like this, or no, it would be okay. I wouldn't feel that, too much. I wouldn't feel hurt. Would feel so. That way you can balance and you can know, what you have done. It's more selfish or not selfish, less selfish, let's say. So review what you may have done first against God, second against your neighbor, and lastly against yourself. We cannot forget of ourselves. We cannot just leave, oh yeah, I'm going to love God above all. Remember Jesus Christ. Love your neighbor as yourself. So you have to love yourself and your neighbor. And all the other commandments will be in those two commandments. So you have to love God above all, your neighbor, and yourself. So once we'll be able to do this, it's when you properly understand spiritism, properly understand that it's you, it depends on you only. We have to do this for ourselves. That's a saying that's I heard, and I completely agree. The competitions is with yourself, not others. Because when we compete, we'll be always someone winning and the others losing. This is not. I remember feeling bad about this. especially because I was always losing. But even when I win, sometimes I didn't feel that, because we're not better. I got first because I'm better. No, we are always equal. But with us, in our internal path, in our internal self-knowledge, we can be competing with ourselves, because when we get better than we are, that part is still ourselves. So it's not, and it doesn't exist anymore. We are better. And then we get better. We're better and better. So we're not making a part of us less. No, it's our whole getting better and better and better. So again, when in doubt regarding any of your actions, ask yourself what your judgment would be if it were done by another. So the same thing, empathy, putting in the other shoes. Ask yourself clear and precise questions, and do not hesitate to ask them often. That is a very powerful thing to do to yourself, always revising. And it has to be, it's going to be often, it's going to be for our whole lives. It's not going to be just, oh, I'm going to read this, I'm going to read all this about the moral charity, and I'm going to search something on the internet, I'm going to read, and then I'm going to do some acts of charity, and then I'm not selfish anymore. No, it's not going to be like this, because we are still living in, we still going to experience selfishness. So we have to every day try to train ourselves. It's going to be an every day. Each day is a day, living by the day. So it is very powerful, this one, because you train yourself to be better, to get knowing yourself. When we get to know yourself, the things that it's inside us that's good and bad. So when you identify this, we're able to get, oh yeah, I'm not going to do more than that, because that one, it wasn't very nice. But I'm going to do more of this one, because this is, it's better. So because this was nice to do, and nice to do, kindness, this was kind. Doing this, I'm going to give the example. I'm going to spread more kindness. Whereas if I keep being maybe doing small selfish acts or anything, I'm going to let other people know that I'm selfish. And that's people say, oh, it's okay to be selfish. I'm going to be selfish as well. So it's always, reoccurring. And again, so we concentrate on the good things. We acknowledge that we have things that are not working well, that shouldn't be, but we concentrate on the good things. We do good. So that's another path for self-knowledge. You go inside, but then you go. So when you're doing something that is not that nice, you're going to stop and say, oh, no, I shouldn't be doing this. This is not good. What can I do instead? I'm going to do this. So again, self-knowledge, Those who are firmly resolved in achieving self-improvement must review their conscience in order to uproot their evil inclinations, just as uproot weeds from the garden. So if you take this path to self-knowledge, know yourself, you're going to be able to improve. Your conscience is going to be much more clear, because you knowing yourself. Oh, I know I do this. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I know that I can do this to make better, to do better. So we are uprooting evil inclinations, because all the wrongdoings, all the evil are tackled, uproot to selfishness. So we when we are able to work on ourselves, we will be able to tackle selfishness and be a better person, because that's what we're here for. We are here to get better, to improve. So we know we have been for a long time on the trials and expiation, where selfish, it's much more predominant. So we say the evil is more predominant. But now we are in the planetary transition. We are transitioning to a better world. we are seeing lots of transformations, and it's going to be a long process. So it's a time for us to do this process in ourselves as well. So that's why it's going to be every day of our life until the end, until we pass, and it's going to go to the next life as well, because we always have, imagine being selfless, and selfless will be something that you don't matter at all. It matters only the interest of the others. This is really hard. I can't be totally selfless. I still attach to things I own, things I do, So it's not a process that we're going to get in one incarnation. It's going to be many, 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 many incarnations. So that's what we think, that to get to there. And an example of a selfless would be the angels, for example. The angels will be totally selfless. In our evolution as human beings, we come to Earth to reincarnating, to one day, in few millenniums, become an angel, because that's what God's purpose for us, to get better, evolve. So that's, and the only reason I'm talking about this is just to know that it's something that it's achievable, but we don't need to be stressing ourselves. Oh, I need to be selfless. I need to be selfless. I need to do this. No, it's something that has to happen naturally. And the way to happen naturally is to know yourself, know how you act, how you react. What could you do differently? Going that things, and if I have done this to the other, if the other have done this to me, how would I feel? So this is tackling selfishness, overcoming selfishness by knowing ourselves. I would like to close now with this one. That's it's on the same questions for moral charity. And it says, selfishness is the source of all vices, just as charity is the source of all virtues. Destroying one while developing the other should be the goal for all those who seek happiness in the present life and in the next. So that's why, God's purpose for us is to evolve. But our purpose should be happy. We are happy. Now, when you buy something, you're happy for that moment. But 2 minutes after that, it's just normal. It's okay. I bought, oh, nice, I have this new thing. So this is not happiness. This is just an instant of happiness. Now, happiness, a guaranteed happiness, it's much more working, doing charity than actually possessing or indulging your vices. Everyone has vices. We all have, So again, and that's why in the Spiritism we say there is without charity, there is no salvation, because charity is the first thing to tackle selfishness. Once you think more about the other than yourself, you're tackling selfishness, and you're getting better. So that's today. It's my speech, my talk. I enjoyed a lot reading this. I read first in Portuguese and then in English. I got all from the Kardecpedia. So it's chapter 13, moral charity, questions 9-13 to 19. I advise you to go and read it because it's very long. I couldn't be talking about this all the time. So, but I enjoyed a lot because this is, every time we go here to talk to you, it's not we talk to, it's we talking to ourselves as well. We learn this again. I have studied this one before, but every time we read again, we say, oh, I didn't remember this part. So it's always a part or more parts that we get to know more. So it's again, a way of training ourselves, instructing ourselves. So this speech is for everyone, especially for me, as usual. So anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. We're gonna do our final prayer, and then I'm going to do some announcements. So I would like to ask if you can to close your eyes, get comfortable. Deep breath, connect with yourself, connect with your guardian angel. I'd like to thank good spirits for this meeting. Thank you for mentors of the group for guiding us. And thank you everyone for being here today. I hope everyone have a lovely week and stay safe. You can open your eyes if you're closed. And the only thing more I need to say is that our meeting, so it's on Sunday, 11:15 GMT. We have lives as well on Tuesday and Thursday, always at 7 p.m. GMT, Greenwich Meridian time, because we're based in Dublin. This Tuesday, we're going to be a discussion between Tanya Moore. She is Irish, she's Irish, and she have been studying for a long time, the Spiritism, and also Karen Dietrich. She is German, and they're going to do lives, and they're going to be discussing Spiritism in a view, in a more European view, let's say that. Once we are here in Europe or even in the United States, we see the difference, how, the different ways we tackle, we see Spiritism. So it will be very interesting if you want to come. It'll be Tuesday 7 p.m. and every Tuesday and Thursday 7 p.m. we have lives, and Sunday. So thank you again, and hope you enjoy this speech. Thank you very much. Bye bye.